What is going on? Welcome back to the Boys for Life podcast, episode 14.
Woo!
Episode 1-4.
Wow. 1-4.
It's impressive, fellas.
Wow. Thank you, brother. As you can hear, we have our second guest on here, my man Landon Miles Bruni here with us
Landon Miles
today.
Bruni. I think
My
the first
boy.
time that I've heard the middle
There
name,
it is.
but I love it.
There it is.
Big
It's the man
Miles.
right here.
Put my real name out there, full name out there. It's crazy.
Listen,
Wait, what'd you say he was going to give the social
My
security
gov-
number,
social
Social security
government
number,
card
everything,
number, all
everything
that kind
personal.
of stuff?
Government name already out there.
Let's do it.
Hey, the beautiful thing is we have an awesome editor. Shout out Tina that can always bleep out the middle and last name if
Yeah,
need
whatever
be.
you
so
want.
whatever we need to do. But in all seriousness, Bernie, thank you for popping on for the Boys for Life podcast. You are the official second guest of the Boys for Life
This is
podcast.
awesome. We got you here on the couch, man.
This is awesome, man. This is cool, man. And I'm curious. So we talked a little bit in the last episode. Joey D touched on it, like the prep that goes into everything, and our listeners and viewers that maybe don't really know what it takes.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, Bruni, your perspective when you came into the house today. Like what was your take on like the setup and kind of how things are shaping out to be here today?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen the videos on Instagram. I've listened to a little bit of the podcast, and you got a little studio here. It's
A little
studio,
I
right?
told Colton when I walked in the
Yeah.
door, I was like, look at all the equipment you got set up here.
Yeah.
It looks nice. It's professional.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking it.
Thank
So.
you, brother.
Appreciate that.
Thank
bro.
you, brother.
And I remember when we were playing basketball, I think it was at Rutgers or maybe at Batavia when we told them that we were starting
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's always kind of a pipe dream when we're talking about things, but now that we're actually doing it and people are seeing it,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool coming full circle.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's super cool coming full circle. And I think the last time you were at Rutgers, I think you two guys got into it a little bit here. I think unintentionally.
Yeah.
But Jeff,
I remember more of you and I battling down in the post. I think we tripped up a little bit down
Yeah.
the block.
Yeah, we tripped up, man, back at the tail end of March. The
Yeah.
last time I played basketball, bro, and broke my foot.
Yeah, broke his foot. Bruni broke it. No, I'm just kidding. It was
on
all. No, but it was. It's fun. I think it's whenever we go to Rutgers, it's always competitive. I always like those runs. I feel like it does.
Solid groups.
There are solid groups. We play for a couple hours. It's just nonstop competitive fun. You just kind of keep on rocking and rolling, and even like at Friday mornings when we play over at Batavia, I think that's always a fun
Those are
group
good
too.
groups too, man.
Those are really good groups. You know what I
I
mean?
need to get back
competitive.
to that because I haven't gone in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Been slacking.
Yeah, I was supposed to go last week, but they canceled. I don't think they had enough numbers or anything. But
Shout out Batavia, man.
shout out
for hosting
Batavia.
At 6
Wow.
a.m.
Seriously.
We might have to get Toth on here.
You might have to get Toth on here. Wow. Speaking of Toth, I know he was at the Ohio State Notre Dame game last night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What a did you watch the end of that, Bernie?
Yeah, I had Notre Dame, so I wasn't too
Wow.
happy about that.
I was
and I'm a
pumped.
Notre Dame fan, and I wanted Toth to see the Irish beat his Buckeyes at our home place.
So Toth won last night.
And I won too.
It was
every
close.
aspect.
It was close, too. It was tight. Hey, 10 men on the field.
I
They
know.
better score
I
that
saw
touchdown.
that.
What's going on with all
They
that?
better
Yeah.
score the touchdown.
It starts from the top up, starts from the coaching staff. They get the big games. They're under pressure. They couldn't handle it. You know, coaches got to get the 11 guys on the field. You guys know better. Come on,
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
2 plays in a row, too.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that this morning. I was like, oh my gosh. You know,
not good.
Let me ask you this though. In all seriousness, do you think having the 11th man on in that last running play maybe would have played a big difference?
Oh, absolutely.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have played ball. You know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
easy it is for gaps to open up if you don't have guys in the right
Totally.
spots.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's just interesting though because I think in the heat of the moment, right? It's a huge game, number 6 versus number 9.
It's happening so fast.
They're happening so quickly. There's 4 seconds, 10 seconds left. It's like how many timeouts do you have left? It's like there's so many
It's like a scramble.
nuances that are going on. Yeah, but I think it shows that you have to be like
Prepared.
locked in.
You have to be prepared and locked in
in
and ready to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So
absolutely,
There's
man.
enough staff members out there. that
Yeah, there
somebody's
definitely
gotta
is.
figure
There's
it
enough
out.
True.
coaches and everything for sure. They should have known.
That's true. That's true.
But it happens.
Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah. But anyways, Bruni, we'll dive in a little bit here, man. So we've known each other for some time, right?
A little bit now.
Now we grew up a little bit playing Pop Warner football. Shout out Wheaton Rams.
Wheaton Rams, baby. Very
Coach-
cool.
BGYFL.
BGYFL, man.
The Bill George Youth Football League, right?
Yeah, Bill,
Yeah.
honestly, man,
Bill George.
That was fun. You know, so yeah, I mean, Bruni and I, we've known each other for a number of years here, and we're super excited to have him on the podcast. But I want to tell us a little bit about you, kind of what you do, like how are things with you, like growing up with sports. What sports do you play? Kind of tell us a little bit more about you growing up here, dude.
Yeah, well, we got to kick it off 6th grade with football. All right, that was my second year playing tackle football. How many years did you play before that? Were you playing?
Oh gosh, I played 3 years prior to that. Well, 4 if you count flag football, so 4 years prior to that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was my second year coming in, and I played football then from there on till through high school, through college. Did rugby in college, did track in high school.
Yeah.
Kind of transitioned from football to rugby. Played 2 years of college football, played rugby my freshman year, and I was like, I played center my whole time. So I snapped the ball, played on the line of scrimmage, as you guys know. And when you get to carry the ball, things change. Man.
A little bit different, right? A little bit of a different feeling.
Yeah. I'm like, this whole time, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
To kind of get to do this. And in rugby, you're doing a little bit of everything, right? I'm getting to, run the ball, tackling. So I was like, damn, this is a cool sport. So, and I've been doing that now since freshman year of college, and I'm still playing. So
yeah, still playing to this day.
That's awesome, bro.
So love that. So that's sports. I mean, we got to play a little baseball together growing up.
Yeah.
Going against each other. I know I got to talk to Colton yesterday about this.
Here we go.
And Tina, you'll get to hear the story too, because I don't know if I've probably told you.
You might have told.
But great game. He was. I'll give it to him. His team was kicking our team's ass. But I got to go up when he was pitching.
This is. Let's preface. This is, I think, like middle school or high school. I think too.
No, it was high school.
It was high school. Okay, it was high school.
It was definitely
like a travel team, or
it was like a travel team. So some preference here. My uncle, my uncle and my cousin were. They asked me to be a part of their team for Carroll Stream back in the day. It was like a summer league. We played. I think it was like a 3 months over the summer, and we played teams all over the place. We played teams in Winfield. I think in Bloomingdale, Naperville, like all over the place.
Kind of all over this area.
All over the place. And I didn't even know we were going to play Landon's team, and we played each other, and then I'll kind of let you take the reins on it from here.
I mean, as I was saying, your team was really kicking our ass, but I got to go up, be on the plate when he was pitching, and I hit a homer on him.
Oh, so my gosh.
And I still like to bring it up to him all the time. To this day.
To this day, all the time. Brought up.
Anytime I could tell somebody when we're together that I got to hit a homer off of Herdy here.
Went Yabo.
Then
he went Yabo. I'll give him that.
It makes me feel good.
I'll give you that. And there's sometimes, right, we have to accept our defeats. And that was a moment where I accepted my defeat, where one of my good buddies hit a home run over me.
Did you leave like a hanging curveball? Throw a fastball too much over the plate?
I think it was a fastball right over the plate.
And he just took that thing out.
Freaking yabbed.
I was waiting for you just to peg me instead. That's how I was going to happen.
I should have. Looking back,
I wouldn't put it past you.
That's funny, man.
It was fun.
Was it over at Atten, or where was it?
So no, we played actually where we went to church over in.
By Wheaton Bible. You guys
Wheaton
played
Bible.
You guys played on those fields
Wheaton
right
Bible.
off of
Those fields.
Okay.
I think, Brittany, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they like just renovated those fields out there too. I think
They're nice.
right when we started to play.
I haven't been out that way in a while, but
yeah,
They're nice. I think they might even be turf over there.
They might,
something like that.
They weren't turf when we played, but yeah, I mean, it was not a fun day for me in that moment. I should say it was fun after, but you know what?
Did you guys still win?
It was.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think at that point you guys were up maybe 23-4 or something like that.
It was
something crazy, but
it was not a good score for us.
Yeah.
I helped the team out. I put maybe 2 runs on the board.
2 runs on the board for the boys.
I don't think we scored again after that.
So you won the game, but you lost the battle.
I lost the battle. Yeah, 100%.
The lifelong battle with a lifelong brother.
And he's got to hear it. Yeah,
and he's got to hear about it for eternity.
And it sucks too, because Bernie sometimes just. It's always a fun competitive love, but we always take some jabs at each other in a friendly, loving way.
In a friendly way, it's the
boys.
Right?
It's the boys.
It's the boys.
You know how it is.
The boys' relationship.
So,
and I bet that story will be brought up at the wedding too. I can imagine it now, like with the toast.
Well, if he's invited. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that's a perfect example of kind of some digs that we'll take. Just all fun love.
100%, man.
But yeah, man. So I'm curious too. So I know with playing football growing up, and I know you're playing rugby now, and I've gone out to a couple practices, and I know like. It's no joke.
It's
like
physical.
It's physical. You have to like the conditioning aspect. I was not expecting. I'll be flat out honest. Like it's really quick pace. But how is that transition for you, Bruni, from football playing line the whole time? That not even like you touched the ball every play being a center, but you weren't able to run with the ball. Like how was that transition for you? And like what was it like for you from football to rugby?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a learning curve. You get into the game, it's so much different. I mean, I think I'm still learning things to this day. About rules of the game, proper ways to play it, how to expose the defense when you're playing, how to come up on defense. But, football is so lateral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're doing a lot of side-to-side movement, and you don't want that in rugby. I mean, you're not going to go anywhere. There's a straight line of defenders. So you go laterally, you're not doing anything for your
toast.
team.
Yeah.
It's about picking up yards, maintaining ball control. So that was a learning curve. And I brought guys like, you remember Montrell?
Yeah.
Montrell came out when I was in college and came out and played for us for rugby. And same thing, trying to juke, trying to do a lot of moves. And it's like, all right, if you're a big dude, we're about this far apart from each other tackling. They're just going to go low. These rugby dudes know how to tackle well.
Yeah.
Right? It's safe tackling. That's what we're teaching now to the football guys is that safe rugby tackle or like a wrestling takedown. So like we're thinking, all right, and he's thinking too, Montrell was a big dude. Right? We're thinking we're getting this big dude running the ball. Oh, we're going to wreck some teams. And, you know, he eventually figured it out, but like that first time, and it was the same for me. You get out there and you're like, all right, I'm a little shiftier. I'm a bigger dude. You look at these guys and some of them are like, there's all sizes out there on the rugby pitch.
Yeah.
But they know how to tackle well. They'll go right low and wrap up, take you down, and you're not gaining anything for your team.
Humbling,
but yeah, like you said, that conditioning, oh my God. It's 80 minutes. 80-minute games of straight running, tackling.
Almost like full speed, dude.
And it's like soccer. It's continued.
Jeez.
There's no football. We're going from average high school football play 5.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
Then you get a break, you get the huddle, then you come back and you do it again.
Yeah, so it's wild. It's definitely different.
Man,
Yeah.
get me kind of
Last
jacked up.
game,
I know.
last
Get me
game,
kind of fired up.
last game I played, man, it was tough.
Yeah.
I was not ready for that conditioning.
Yeah.
First game I played too. I mean, it's you got to be definitely running all the time.
So is that why Hezekiah doesn't want to come out and play?
I don't know why.
I remember you were dogging him a little bit last time that we were here about coming out to practice or to a game or whatever. So
He was playing with us for a while. I'd love to have him back out on the team.
Yeah, Hezzy, man, Hezzy baby out there. Yeah, it's it's tough, man. I mean, and it's a time commitment too. You guys travel, right? It's not like you're traveling from city to like in state. You guys travel out of state to Wisconsin
So
quite
I'm
a bit,
playing
right?
for the Fox Valley Maori now
Okay.
in St. Charles. And we recently, last season, got moved up to the D2 division.
Okay.
So there's 3 divisions in men's league rugby, grassroots rugby. That's not professional. And D2, so we were D3 before. Team was running it, continuing to win in the conference. So now we're in D3 or D2. And they play. We got 2 Milwaukee teams. We got a team in Green Bay, and then 2 Chicago teams.
Okay.
So, yeah, it could be a lot. I mean, to get up to Green Bay on a weekend, you know, we're all full-time adults now that got jobs, and
100%.
kids and stuff.
Everything,
so it can be tough, but
Wow.
we all like doing it, and we're competitors. Every guy on there still wants to compete, and we like to play and have that outlet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's nice to have in this area.
Totally. And I know you play really close to where we are recording currently right now. You play right across the street, the field over there.
It's right at that field right there.
Right over there.
Take a right off of whatever that street
Just
is.
right down the road. We got our home pitch there.
Yeah, so their home field there. It's or home field, sorry. And it's it's fun out there, man. I've gone to a couple of his games before. It's crazy, man. Some of these guys, some of these guys you think, and I don't want to like sound like negative here, but you can see someone who you can see looks like an athlete.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't look like an athlete, but they're so fine-tuned with the skill of rugby that
But they excel.
If that makes sense, right? And it's kind of mind-blowing to me. It's like, wow, these guys, like, if a good athlete would go out there, and they maybe wouldn't have as much success because there is such a little skill to it, right,
Well,
Rudy?
it's funny that you mentioned like you could see like the body type athlete, maybe non-athlete. Because I had last game that we had, last match, I had probably 5 of my I coached freshman football at Batavia High School. I had 5 of my freshmen come out to watch. They wanted to come out and support and see what the game was like. They come up to me after the game and they're like, "That dude with the big belly, he's so fast and he's so good. How does he do that?"
Right?
Because we've got guys, like I said, all different body types, guys that are just like big lineman type looking dudes.
Yeah.
Like O lineman, NFL lineman looking guys that are out there just sprinting down the field.
Just going crazy.
Like that's like a hippo moving,
Dude,
right? Just
crazy.
big with the ball.
nuts.
A lot of
hitting
force
people
coming at
running.
you.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
And,
momentum.
Like maybe not that typical athletic body type, but man, they are athletes, like for sure.
Yeah.
And it's surprising to see them move.
It is, and it's the basic. It's the principle that we're taught as a kid. Like, don't ever judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Right. Because like you don't know. Like, if you think, let's think about it. You go in and think, oh, I'm gonna outrun this quote unquote non-athletic person here, and they just smoke you.
Yeah.
And then you're down, broken ribs, whatever. Like they just destroy you.
All ages too, right? I mean, we got guys 22 to 50 on the squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. That's nuts,
and
man.
we got some dudes in their 40s and 50s that are still rolling.
Just rolling,
Yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
They look good. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Has there been any because you've been doing rugby for, is it 4 years now? How many years you been doing this for?
Well, I took a little hiatus after college. Well, so I did 4 years of college, and then I played. I kind of just played on and off with DePaul University.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, so I stopped playing for a little bit. And then I moved out here, wasn't playing, and then I just felt like I needed to get back into it.
Yeah.
Coaching still a contact sport, coaching football, you're out there and you see that competitive piece, and I felt like I could still compete, and it was nice that we had it in our area, so I was able to get back out and try out with the guys. But yeah, it's been, I don't know how many years since I started, since 2013. It's almost 10 years now.
Wow.
With a break in between.
Kind of going, wow. That's
Going on
awesome.
a decade almost of the rugby life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Has there been any, like, what's like, I guess has there been any adversity you've had to overcome within rugby? An injury or maybe like a team setback, anything that you've had to endure over those 10 years of playing?
I think, I don't think too much back to like the college rugby because it was kind of disorganized.
Sure.
Being at a small school, it was kind of self-ran. Now with this men's league, it's definitely like I get there and we've got a coach. Practices resemble practices when I was playing high school ball and college football. Like it's well organized. So like that's cool. I think the biggest adversity for our team was jumping to D2 and kind of seeing a different level of play.
Yeah.
And the hard thing is now that we are all adults and got other commitments, is making sure everyone's getting out to practice together when we can, that we're meshing, building chemistry, and we're jumping in against these teams that are just, they're well-versed. They know what they're doing. And if we're not there working together, we walked in last year. We didn't win a game last year in conference. So we went from D3 going to the championship, Midwest championship, all right, to jump into D2 and not winning a game. So it's like, we're like, man. But then we bounce back. We do a spring season. That's more of a social season. We won everything.
Yeah.
Now we're here in the fall again. This is our competitive season. We've got one so far, 2 other losses, but they were close.
Yeah.
They weren't as bad as last year. So things are looking good.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we got more numbers out there. I'm still trying to get this guy to come out.
Trying to get me
I
out
think
there.
he'd be a good winger.
Been recruiting for
Be
years.
a good winger. Get you on the edge. Just get you the ball and go sprint down that sideline.
Just go, take off.
That's all I would do. Just take off. But
all
I
we
got to
need.
remember, though, here's something I learned. You can't run out of bounds. If you run out of bounds, it's a turnover.
The other team gets the
Other
ball.
team gets the ball. That's what Bernie was telling me. And I was just going to say, guy with the big belly is coming at me. I'm going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, just
Avoid.
step
Yeah,
out or
yeah,
something.
I can't. No, you got to like toss it back or like you can't go out of bounds. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's one funny thing. And we had when I was playing college rugby, Hezzy played on the team too.
Yeah.
And he had a buddy that was the running back at College of DuPage.
Okay.
And he got him to come out with us. And the other thing too in rugby is that the end zone or like the try line, those field goal posts are on the back side. Or on the front side, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Unlike football where it's on the back side.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he runs up, and in rugby to score, you got to place the ball down on the ground in the end zone.
Yeah.
So he runs in, and he just kind of stands there looking back at us like he just broke this big, probably 60-yard run. He's all jacked up, and we're screaming, "Put the ball down," because other dudes are running at him. And if he gets tackled and that ball doesn't touch the ground, like while it's in his hand, that ball is turned over.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
So like he's running there, he's ready to celebrate. It's like those videos you see now of like kids that are like celebrating before the line of scrimmage, maybe flipping the ball off their hand.
Yeah.
Something
something
stupid,
dumb
and they
like that.
lose it before they get in the end zone.
Oh,
Turnover.
man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's nuts, man.
So I got a question going back. You said that overcoming adversity going from D3 to D2. What's really the main difference with that jump? Guys faster, they know more skilled in the art of rugby. Like, what was the main difference where you guys went from winning everything to not winning a game in conference?
I think it's just that preparation level.
Yeah.
Like you've got these teams that we were the newcomers jumping from a division where we could maybe not show up all the time to practices.
Be a little bit more loose with it, right?
yeah.
And then still come out there and win.
and still come out there and like, kick some ass. While these other teams have been consistently at this level, so they're competing at this level all the time for the however many years they've been in that division. And they know that commitment level that it takes to continually be good. Also, those areas, like I think you think about like Green Bay and you think about Milwaukee, those are like just bigger rugby areas than St. Charles, Illinois.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
You know, like Wisconsin, they've got rugby clubs all over compared to where we are here. There's a good amount in Chicago, but western suburbs, I mean, it's us, and
It's kind of slim pickings.
that's it.
Yeah. So what does it take to make the jump from D3 to D2, and then ultimately, I'm assuming your goal would be to go from 2 to 1. What does it take to kind of make that jump?
I think what our president was saying is that we had multiple years in a row where we were just kind of flying through the competition of D3, so it wasn't competitive for our group. The problem is that, and with rugby not being as big as football, there's not so many teams out there. So it would be great if there was actually a division in between, because that D2 division, D1's almost like professional.
Okay.
Like there's guys on those teams that are playing in the MLR or have played in the MLR. Like those are the D1 guys. Like it would be very hard for our group to ever make that jump. Like D2, I think, is where we want to stay, and where it would be good for us, especially in this area. But it would be cool if there was something in between.
Yeah.
For us. But the game's just growing. I mean, they just added, I think, this past year, 3 new Major League Rugby teams. There's going to be a team in Miami this upcoming season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
The Chicago team was brand new this year, so I went out to a couple matches there. Yeah. But it's picking up. I mean, when I was in college, I had no idea. I mean, we didn't know.
No idea.
I didn't even know what rugby was.
No idea.
In college.
Yeah.
I had a roommate that was a running back on the football team, and he goes, "Hey, you want to come out and try rugby with me?"
Do a little something on the side with the boys.
He's like, I played in high school, and I heard there's a team here. You want to come out?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll check it out.
Isn't that crazy how something
growing.
like a small conversation like that could lead to you now playing for a decade, loving it, and trying to get your other friends into it? It's kind of crazy how life works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm recruiting guys at the high school level to play for the youth teams. Try to pick that up.
Yeah.
The youth team is awesome. Like they're really good right now.
Yeah.
Like one of the top teams in the state, which is cool. But
Yeah. I know you mentioned you have that's like a wide range of ages. Do you see yourself playing 30, 40, 50 years old, or just kind of taking it like
it's a big question.
Yeah.
It is a
Honestly
tough
though, I
question.
mean,
I would love to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a commitment, and my body can feel it sometimes.
It takes a toll on your body, I'm sure.
You know,
No pads.
and I think about like what I want to in the future of
Right.
eventually getting married here and
Yeah.
having some kids, and
Yeah.
I'd like to put more time towards that.
Totally.
So we'll see. I mean, it's not a huge commitment. 2 days a week of practices,
Right,
one
right.
day of games, and then we play a fall and a spring season. But I would love to. I mean, I see these guys that are still competing at that level, and it'd be sweet. I'd love to do it. And maybe I'm not fully committed, but I'm doing it here and there, or playing in the social season and not the competitive season.
Yeah.
We'll see where we go.
Or maybe you take a little hiatus, focus on
Yeah.
the family, maybe pop out a kid or two, and then maybe make your
And then
way
I bounce back.
And then
Yeah.
you bounce back.
Bounce back like
Exactly.
you
You
never
never know,
left.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's so cool. Well, I'm sure you also want to be able to walk and do some things with your kids too, right? You don't want to. I mean, because like Jeffrey said, it's a pretty vicious contact sport, like you
It
said
can
too.
be.
It can be.
But I will say, I've always, and I'll tell this to all my guys at football, and I'll tell it to anybody else, more injuries in football than rugby. I know
Really?
there's those videos
Really?
out there on Instagram you'll watch,
Yeah.
big rugby hits, but the actual game, like if you came, I mean, you came to a game. If you come to a game, we're this far apart from each other when we're tackling.
Pretty much.
The reason
yeah.
why you're getting hurt is you're trying to tackle like football, like you're throwing your body at somebody because you think that's how to tackle. But in football, you have that false sense of protection, right? I'm all padded up. I've got pads everywhere. Rugby, you don't have that. So if I cross face and tackle with my head on the wrong side, I'm probably gonna get blasted by a knee or a thigh.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to. It's like wrestling. I'm gonna get close to their body and I'm gonna take their legs and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take them down. Like
Yeah.
it's not as big a hits as you see. Now, of course, there's gonna be things that inadvertently happen.
Right.
A couple years ago, like I had a dude high tackle me, which you can't high tackle to. It's a red card. Anything at the chest level or above
Interesting.
is a high tackle. They don't want that. So I mean, I got headbutt, split my eyebrow, but like that was the worst I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was last year. I think you split your eye open,
I
right?
think I actually remember when he split that. Up.
I
I
remember
saw
that
it on Facebook.
It
or
was
whatnot.
it was a badass picture. Not gonna
It was
lie.
crazy.
It was pretty
crazy.
badass.
It didn't hurt as bad as it looked. Definitely looked crazier.
Yeah.
Shout out to my girlfriend Elena for
Shout out
for
Big
gluing
E.
it together.
She glued it up.
There it is.
Yeah, this was
Wow.
crazy. I get home.
Yeah.
And we're in Wisconsin for a tournament, right? And we were rolling this team, and dude was just frustrated and tired, and we were
Yeah.
playing sevens. So sevens is a cool game too.
Yeah.
If you could watch like sevens, I think that would take the U.S. by storm if it got bigger.
Really?
Because it's just faster paced, more action.
Yeah.
You could watch like a tournament in a quick setting. They're 7-minute halves, so it's super fast. But so there's only 7 guys on the field per team. Still same size field, so it's a lot of running around.
Yeah.
Conditioning for that is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, high tackle. They got headbutt. Come off the field, they wrap me up. I didn't know at the time how bad it was until I drive back. So I drive back from Madison, and I get home, and Elena takes the head wrap off, and I probably had probably about this big of a gash between my eyebrow. And the week before that, I had a little one on the other eyebrow, and buddy on the team's a paramedic. He goes, we'll go to the bar. We'll buy you some super glue from Walgreens. It's the same as the medical grade glue we use at the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever you say. You're the paramedic, man. I'm like,
you're the guy.
You
right?
got if you know what you're doing, you got me.
I trust you.
And so he glued it together, and I had no issue. So I get home, I'm like telling Elena, no, just glue it. I call him. He's FaceTiming her, talking to her while he's doing it. He goes, I don't know. It's a lot bigger than the last one.
A lot bigger than the other one.
You might want to go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm going to be waiting in line forever. Like,
for
I'm like,
hours.
just glue me up.
Yeah.
Glue me up.
But she glues me. She had latex gloves on, so the glue got stuck to the gloves. So the gloves hanging off my face. She has to rip that off. It opens
man.
again. It was a mess,
Jeez.
but you know what? Cleaned it up, and can you see?
No, I can't see it,
Yeah,
man.
that scar is it's pretty cleaned up. It's not there.
All right. If things don't work out in the accounting world, you could be a nurse.
Yeah, health professional.
Health professional.
There you go,
Could be out there and you
Good
can
work.
save
Specialize
the
in
world.
glue work.
Glue work.
That is funny.
So I'm help refresh my memory here. Rugby. I know you said there was 7s. How many people are normally on a field when you play rugby? Is it 9 or is it more?
15 per team.
Okay.
It's 15 per team. Wow. Okay. So it's
30 guys out there.
Wow,
Yep.
that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So I could see 7s being like really fast tempo, high scoring games too.
Yeah, you get a little more line breaks and stuff,
Yeah.
hitting gaps and getting through.
Sure.
While in 15s, you'll see kind of that slow play of like we're just kind of continually getting that ball chugging down the field, and then eventually maybe you're hitting a break.
Yeah.
In 7s, it's like you've got so much room to work with.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
That is.
It changes your strategy too, I'm sure, like immensely, your game plan, because there's 15 guys. How you're not, it's not always going to be able to break through every single wall, but it's like taking one step in front of another, just slowly chunking away, and you eventually have a breakthrough, right? Just like with life, right? Just taking those little steps, 1% better every single day, it'll accumulate to riches down the road, right? And a lot of success.
What a metaphor there you got.
Yeah.
That
You
was
like that?
nice. Very nice.
You like that?
What
Yeah.
a segue into that one.
Yeah,
That
I
was
like
good.
that.
Yeah. But I also think too, and I want to touch on this a little bit, and I know, like I said, we've known each other. I know we're in the same profession, being within education, special education, really helping kids with need. And I know as of recently, I know you've taken a pretty big leap here, a pretty big, I would like to think, jump in a lateral way, right, within your career.
Lateral way. What do you mean
Lateral
by
way,
lateral way?
and like a way that you're able to grow and really prosper within your profession, right? And kind of taking a chance, because you've been at your previous job for about 4 to 5 years, right? Was it 6 years before?
when I was teaching in Batavia?
Teaching at Batavia, yeah.
When I taught in Batavia for 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 6 years, and then I know we don't need to get into every little nuance here, but there was some changes within your career, and you had to make a decision. It's like, do I just kind of suck it up and just kind of coast through my years at Batavia, or do I take a leap and do something new? And you took a leap, which I know we've talked about in the podcast, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do that.
Exactly. It takes balls to do that.
You know what I mean? So I want to respect you for doing that, because there's so many people that I've come across with, and I see it every single day, that they just hate their life. They do, and they're going to complain about it, but they're not going to take any action for
Taking
that.
the charge to like make a change.
They're not. So I'm like I said, I respect you for doing that, and I'm curious, how have things gone with the new job? How do you like the new roles? Any big differences between the new roles?
Thank you. Yeah, I freaking love the new job.
Yeah,
I love it.
Let's go.
It is awesome. But as you were saying, like, yeah, it's definitely a little nerve wracking. Going from somewhere where I jumped into a district right out of college, and I had been teaching there for my whole teaching career.
Yeah.
And then things change, and it's all right. Things do change, but like you said, to take that jump, It's like, do I stick with what I'm comfortable with and what I know? But I know that I probably won't like it, the new position. Do I just suck it up and just continue with it?
Right.
I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to do things that I like to do. I'm like, well, then I'm going to find what I like to do.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I had connections with people in the area, and I reached out to them, and they had an opening in a position that I felt would be something that I would really like, and it turned out fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Yeah.
It's right in line with what I like to teach. It's a transition special ed program. I'm working with a different age group of students, but similar population of people with intellectual disabilities, and we're just doing all kinds of things to help set them up for adulthood. And that's what
awesome.
I like to do with my high schoolers when I was there.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting to do that full time, instead of like part of the day. My whole day is focusing on independent living, employment, helping them
stuff
through problem solving. Like it's definitely a good program.
Yeah.
Things are awesome.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like what's most important in this life is doing whatever you're passionate for and like chasing that calling. So like he said, props to you to not just like sticking in just a mundane routine just because you're comfortable to do it. Like, hey, I'm good at it, whatever. I'll just keep doing it. You took that chance because you said, hey, I think that I'm destined to be doing more, or I know that there's something else out there that I will enjoy more and be better at, my true calling, and you went after it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy. I mean, it's easy. And I've noticed too that I think people want the easy route and not want to start over in some sense, right? Because in some way, I mean, you're not starting over, but in some ways there's new procedures, protocols, there's new curriculum, new faces. And it's like, for the last 6 years, you probably knew kind of what every day was going to look like, right? In terms of what you were doing with kids. Obviously, the need changes depending on student, but in terms of like that foundational work, you kind of know what to expect. Where at this new role, it's like I'm sure everything's like brand new, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. I mean, it was totally new. The whole schedule is different. How kind of which we operate day to day is different. Like you said, obviously staff. Like you got to get to know some new personalities and things and how to interact and make it work for the students there. But
yeah. Wow. That's crazy, man.
But challenges are fun, right, guys?
Challenges are fun.
Challenges are fun.
And they make us work harder, be better.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to go outside of your comfort zone because I feel like a lot of these motivational speakers, they always hone in on, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's really the only way to grow and get better and to progress in life is to do things that you're not necessarily comfortable with and like taking risks and seeking change.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. And it's, it's one of those things too, where if you're not constantly, if you think being surrounded by people who have that same mindset, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of times we do feel we are alone, I think sometimes in life, but sometimes you kind of have to step out of that comfort zone to be alone so that you can change, evolve as a human. Right. Which I think is really important. So, props to you, Bruni, on taking that chance, my man.
Thanks, fellas.
Let's go. I know today
Just
is
wondering when we could get you over there with us.
Yeah, he's trying to recruit. Look,
I'm trying to poach.
He's a massive recruiter over here.
I'm trying to poach.
He's
I know we know Colin's a good dude. He works hard.
He does work hard.
He knows what he's doing. It'd be good to poach him.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It'd be good to poach him. I love it. You know what? Listen. We've talked before, all of us off camera, and I'm very open-minded. I think about just life and wherever life takes you. And if the stars do align, that'll be an awesome opportunity.
Always open for a conversation.
Always open for a conversation. And that's something I think you taught me too, is that's a lot of that language you use. You're always open to conversation. You have to be, right? Because if not, then we get in the cycle of, just we're not as motivated. We get
you're limiting yourself if you're not open to those conversations.
Yeah, it's hard, but we'll see what the future holds, Bruni. Yeah. We'll see what the future holds here. You know what I mean? I do want to take a quick second to give Jeffrey a quick shout out. Right, and tomorrow's a big day for you.
New job.
Tomorrow's a big day. Is it new job? First day.
He's giving me a little
completely
run
transitioning,
through.
man. Just kind of like what you were doing. I've been in staffing for the last 4 years, and I've been presented with a great sales opportunity. With Cynosure, I'll be selling medical aesthetics, skin devices, and things like that. So. Just taking a leap, man. Just knowing that I could be doing a lot more and successful in a different area. So let's go for it.
Amen.
Right?
Amen. Let's go, bro.
Let's
go.
Let's go.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I want to kind of dive a little bit deeper here into kind of like some sports a little bit, right? So we have today's Sunday, right? Today's Sunday. I think all of us are, it's God's day, but it's also football.
Yeah.
Right? We got some football here.
Couch and football day.
Couch and
Couch
football
football
day.
food.
Couch football food. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Can't forget the food, man.
Can't
I love
forget
to
the
eat.
food.
I love
You got to
You
feast.
making some steak today?
Nah, maybe. I'm actually gonna go to Costco on the way home. So
There it is.
Right.
I might be making some steak.
There's one on the way home, baby. You already know. You already know. So, your perspective, right? You're a football coach. You've played football. You know what it takes. What the fuck's going on with Chicago Bears?
Oh,
Talk to
man.
me. I want to get
Oh,
your
man.
opinion on this because I want to preface this. We have talked about this. Our predictions have been
Completely off.
completely off. I want to hear someone else's perspective.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'll agree with I'll tell you guys both. My predictions were completely off. I thought going into this year, I'm like, all right.
Chance to maybe win the division,
Yeah.
make a run at the NFC,
Yeah.
show out, maybe go 10-7, 11-6.
I'm totally lost on the NFL right now. I don't know
know.
what's going on.
I know.
Because there's games that I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I knew Detroit was going to be good. I didn't know they're going to be as good as they are.
Yeah.
Right? They look great. Definitely maybe division winners. I couldn't believe, I thought week 1, all right, no Aaron Rodgers with the pack. Like Jordan Love,
Who is he,
like,
right?
not too
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Bears got some new guys, new faces that are going to help contribute. And man, did we blow it.
Blew it.
Bad.
Bad.
Bro, what? I still can't
Like
get
you
over
gotta,
it.
you got to be aggressive in that game. It's
I know.
your home opener against your rival, and they don't have the quarterback anymore that's been owning you for all these years. Like, bring it.
Bring
I
it.
think we were just like we
flat.
were easy, like just taking the easy routes, not trying to push the ball downfield, not
Yeah.
going for the big shots. Like it was
it's
just
sad.
I don't know. It was sad. It
It's
was very
sad. Well, and I think too, and I'm curious your guys' perspective is like Justin Fields came off an arguably one of the best years like for any young quarterback they've had in a long time last year. Right, last year
End of
was
the
insane.
season, he was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. I mean, he was running the ball well, throwing the ball pretty well. Obviously, there's some things to work on as everybody. I don't see that elusive running style this year. Like it's like they're trying to keep him as a pocket passer when he's not. It's like trying to have Patrick Mahomes just sit in the pocket all day.
Yeah.
That's not his game.
You got to let him scramble, make opportunities, run a little bit, mix it up.
And it's like you do want him to kind of like look for those routes and stick in the pocket a little longer. You want to protect your franchise QB.
Of course.
Right? You don't want him running all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't want to also limit his athleticism.
Exactly.
Right. That's the thing too. It's almost like, are we going to be drafting Caleb Williams next year? Or what's the
Yeah.
deal? I mean, we have 2 top 5 picks.
What do
at
they
this
say
fucking
about
point.
Russ? Let the man cook.
Let the man
Let the
cook,
man
baby.
cook.
Let the man cook.
Let
dude.
him cook.
I don't know what they're doing.
Whatever
man.
they've done the last 2 weeks ain't it.
Yeah. I
You lose to
Today's
Jordan
gonna
Love
be
and then
interesting.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker. Wow. Yeah, I know. You can't have that. I will say though this is my perspective is that there was a lot of things that came out in the media this week with the Bears. Right? They lost $100,000 worth of equipment. Someone stole whatever the
what
fuck
was
that
that?
was. I don't know what that was. There's the Alan Williams, the defensive coordinator, the whole drama with that. You got Justin Fields and how people say calling out Luke Getsy, whatever that was. One of two ways. It's either going to be really bad or it's going to be phenomenal that what we thought was going on behind closed doors is out in open air. You can kind of squish the bug and move on.
Yeah.
We will find out today. The task at hand is going to be a lot of adversity today for the Chicago Bears playing the Kansas City Chiefs on the road.
In KC.
In KC.
In KC.
It could be a bloodbath.
I think we lose by 30.
It could be an early turnoff.
By 30?
I think by 30.
I think spread's 12.5. I hope I don't know.
It could be an early. Let's switch the channel.
It could be an early switch to channel day today and get ready for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Usually by Bears game, I put just Bears game on, but it might be red zone. Sorry.
Yeah,
might
red
be a
zone.
big
See
red
what
zone
else is
today.
I
out
watch
there.
the highlights here and there.
Yeah.
It'll probably be KC highlights and not Bears highlights. So.
Yeah, that's just sad, man. I don't know. I'm lost for words here. I don't know. I have in my fantasy team, I have Fields and Moore on the same team, and it's just I thought it was going to be a tandem, and it's just kind of backfiring a little bit.
Yeah.
It stinks. I don't know.
I have no idea, man.
I have no idea what's going to happen here. So, we will see. We'll see what happens today.
Yeah, what is it? 3:25 games today.
3:25
afternoon game.
So we have some time.
Got a little time, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the first wave of games, if there's any good ones, because I don't even know. Have you guys even checked
haven't
the
even
schedule?
checked either,
Have you
bro.
checked the schedule, Bernie? I
Yeah.
know you're always checking the bets and seeing what's out
I'm
there.
always checking out what's going on. Yeah,
Who
we'll have
plays
some
at
good
noon?
games.
Who plays at noon?
Detroit's playing at noon. Who else
that
is
should be a good
playing?
one.
I think Saints got a noon game.
I think Washington and Buffalo are playing
yeah,
too.
Washington
I think that
Buffalo's
supposed to
noon
be a good
game.
game?
should be solid. I think it'll be an okay game.
Yeah.
I think they're both 1-1. I know.
1-1, yeah.
Washington had a crazy comeback last week. I heard or something like that. They were down by a bunch, I think they came back. I think
That was
they're down
against the Broncos or something, right? With that crazy Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And they didn't get the 2 points.
something absurd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
against the Broncos.
insane.
Yeah, crazy game.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird this year with football. Football's been a little bit, like we touched on, different this year.
It has been
for
different.
whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I have no idea, man. So, but yeah, man. I think I think this might be a kind of a good little segue here. I know we're kind of coming to the end here, near man, but I just want to say, Bernie, I mean, this has been fun having you on here, man.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
been fun having you on.
Thank you so much for your time, man, coming on to the show.
Yeah, it's just, and it's cool to just kind of do this because luckily we're all within close proximity, so it's not like, you're driving over an hour or two or whatever it is to get here. So, but still, it's still time out of your day.
Definitely.
And I know that like when we kind of do these, when we bring on guests, it's not like a quick 20-minute episode.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit longer. So we appreciate your willingness to share your time with us today. I know time is money, time is valuable. So thank you very much for being on here with us. We got to dive a little bit deeper.
I'm glad I got to see the whole setup.
The whole shebang, man. You know that it's
awesome.
real over here.
Yeah, it's real. It's not just some,
We're cooking.
We're like Russ. We're cooking.
We're cooking.
You know what I'm saying? So, are you cooking anything for the game today? I know you're Chef Bruni over
What's
here.
on the menu?
Yeah,
Chef
I don't
Bruni.
know. I was thinking wings today. So.
Ooh. Do you have like a little like? I know you probably can't share it, but do you have like a little recipe and how you kind of if you have like a perfect recipe that you have?
Oh, it's just easy.
It's easy?
It's just I just like to use when we were in the Virgin Islands, Elaine and I, we got this Jamaican jerk spice. And you just rub that on these wings, throw them in the air fryer.
Done. Perfect.
It's like nothing.
Wow.
And then just do like a little barbecue sauce. Throw some heat in there and mix
Big
it up.
barbecue guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Kinda doctor up the barbecue sauce. So
Doctor it up, baby. I love it. Sweet and tangy. Nice little kick to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Dude, I know Costco's got a nice, I think it's like a 10-pound bag of wings you can get there. Frozen wings, just thaw them all out, throw your seasoning spices on there, toss them in the air fryer. Perfect. Perfect for a game. That might be a stop for maybe the both of you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
kind of want some wings.
I know. You might have to.
Wings or steak?
Wings, maybe both.
Choices.
Maybe both.
First world problems, though, right?
Yeah, first world problems. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But awesome, man. Dude, thank you very much, bro. We greatly appreciate this.
thank you
This
so
has
much,
been
bro.
fun, man. This has been a lot of fun.
I
So
appreciate you guys.
We'll have to have you on again. For those of you guys watching, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, continue to watch us. Episodes dropping every Tuesday, Spotify, Apple Music. YouTube is slowly coming along. So
Yeah.
we'll
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast. There we go. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Until next time, peace. Beautiful.
Sweet guys. That was fun.
Brother.